So, whether you're dealing with a relationship with another person, a different attachment style, or simply the relationship with yourself, there's actually one dynamic that keeps life feeling really frustrating, creates resentment, and really can ruin the way that you move through this world. So, I want to unpack that and explain that to you today so that you have hopefully some aha moments and realize that maybe this old pattern that you're dealing with could be broken in a whole new way. So, I'm only a few weeks into living in France, and I've had some aha moments about a lot of things, but one of them is about how you love your own life. And the truth is, you love your own life to the extent that you're able to love yourself. And that's a really simplistic answer to something deeper. So I want you to think about it like this. Your connection with others is only as deep as your connection with yourself. And you might be like, yeah, Ketra, I know, I know myself. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. But I want you to take it one level deeper. You might think you know these things about yourself, but if you aren't actually pausing to check in with yourself regularly about what you're feeling, what you want, what you need, then you probably are just blowing through life with old programming, subconscious programming that was put there by other people. We oftentimes have this sort of internal voice, and very rarely is it our own internal voice. It's the voice of the criticism we grew up with, the people we were around, the fears of rejection, what everyone else will think of us. And it's very rare that we slow down enough to actually hear our own inner voice, our own authentic voice. So now think about this dynamic in a relationship where someone is sort of abdicating their power to their spouse. They're abdicating their decisions. They're saying, whatever you want, it's okay, it's fine, yeah, all right. When they're doing that, they are doing two things. They're not checking in with themselves, first of all, to see what they actually want and what they actually need. And then they are also not taking responsibility for a choice because it's going to be up to the other person anyway. And so it actually keeps them stuck in a more disconnected place from themselves because they are letting someone else call the shots in their own life. Now, this doesn't mean that you don't compromise, you don't discuss, you don't come to an agreement between two people. That's great. But if you aren't actually slowing down to understand what you need, you're not communicating it and you're betraying yourself. Now, before I dive in too much more, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Ketra Thompson. I'm a certified master hypnotist and a relationship recovery coach, attachment style coach, midlife coach. So I put all of these things together and use a subconscious process through hypnotherapy to help my clients go back to where they created the beliefs that are driving their unwanted behaviors. Because our subconscious mind is running over 95% of everything we think, feel, and do. And it was created and programmed during the same time as our attachment style. So that matters. So if you'd like to learn more, you can always check out the link in the description below where you can set up a completely complimentary consultation call. You and I can chat. I can help you get some clarity, and I can make my very best recommendation. And also, if this content resonates, I really appreciate it if you would click like and subscribe. That is one of the best ways you can support me here and help me reach other people. So let's talk about this whole concept of life satisfaction and loving your life. If you are doing this with a partner and you're abdicating, then you're going to build resentment. You're going to be angry when you don't feel fulfilled, when those decisions and choices that the other person makes aren't working for you. In the moment, you think they are, but they really aren't. And so it's all about tuning back into you and understanding you and knowing that you're not going to have perfect clarity on that. But checking in with yourself is really, really important for this process. So someone who's loving their life, it's not that they're always happy. It's not that they are always doing everything they want to do. Someone who's loving their life is loving their life because they are loving themselves. They love themselves. They trust themselves. They trust that they can come to a decision about whatever life throws at them because they're used to checking in with themselves. They're used to dialing in, getting clarity, and creating action steps in their own life to solve whatever has come up. And so there's not this abdication of their power to someone else. There's not this, I'm just waiting for things to change. I don't know, I'm just miserable. All of that is an abdication of your power. So here I am in France. I'm very isolated. The heat has actually been the most isolating factor for me, that and the language barrier. And so I have been stuck at home. It's going to be over 100 degrees here today. And so you really can't cool off because the AC here isn't like the AC in the States. You don't walk back in your house and then really get refreshed and cooled off. There's just, once you're overheated, like very little ability to fully cool off. And so you make decisions a little differently. And in this isolation, I realize I actually need to meet some people and build a tribe and have some community here. And that's going to require some action steps. I also have to weigh in on my capacity, what I'm feeling. And so as I'm deciding where to go and how to meet up with groups of people, I know of some expat groups that are here. I haven't gone to the coffee they have once a week yet because I have been working remotely here on Zoom. And I also don't know if I can handle the heat to get there. And so having a good life is about trusting yourself and not just waiting for your ship to come in. It's not just waiting for circumstances to change. It's not giving your power to a partner. It's understanding what's going on with yourself, making clear, concise decisions to support yourself to the best of your ability, and trusting yourself. But if you're just trying to make someone else happy, then you're losing yourself. And this is, really where codependency comes in. If someone is always abdicating their power to someone else because they think, I just have to keep them happy so I'm not alone, they are creating a lot of self-betrayal in their own life. So the reality check is that you have got to get real about whether or not the things you've been doing are because of the programs that were put there. And for most of us, they are. We're programmed to behave a certain way, carry ourselves a certain way, go to certain places, like certain things, because we were conditioned that way. And our subconscious mind is primarily formed from birth to age 7. And so during that time, we have no discernment. We are just taking in what the world is telling us. And we're coming to our own conclusions about things where we have no insight. And so those programs are continually running the show. And then later in life, you can affect that subconscious programming through complex trauma, big trauma, emotional abuse, all kinds of other things. So to break out of that, a pattern that actually feels very normal, very much you, it takes intentional acts. If you tell a fish they're swimming in water, what do you think about this water? What's water? What's water? It's like we're swimming in air. So that is the way it is. That is how we tend to feel about the programming in us. It is the way it is. It creates the lens we see the world with, and it also creates the lens we see ourself with. So in everyone's life, there are moments, not just one moment. There are several moments that come across your path that shake you up a little bit. They tell you, hey, look at yourself. Are you going to keep going like this? Are you going to keep feeling this way? Are you going to keep operating in this level of anxiety? Are you going to keep feeling exhausted? Are you going to keep staying depressed? Are you going to stay isolated? Are you not going to reach out and build a tribe around you? Are you going to stay doing what you're doing? And in those moments, we have an opportunity to make a decision. But I want to really clarify this one point. This is not about willpower or any sort of, bro mentality about like, get it done, right? We actually don't work that way as humans. Our willpower is very, very weak. It's controlled by the conscious part of our brain, the weak part of our brain. And so as it's trying to get into the subconscious to make long-term changes, because long-term changes have to be made in the subconscious because it's running everything. It gets so tired and worn out, it can't actually get in. The subconscious doesn't give it access because its desires don't match what's in the programming. And so we have to be strategic, and we have to do the subconscious work like hypnotherapy that allows access into the subconscious so that we can reframe those things. But before we make that leap into getting that kind of subconscious work support, we have to also make a decision. Am I going to do something different? Now, the power through method, it doesn't work for this reason alone, because the subconscious is very protected by the critical factor, this comparing mechanism. So we can't miss those moments, though. We either sort of just resolve that this is how it is, and we're going to keep going how we've been going, and we're going to operate on the programming that was put there, and we're just going to give up and maybe have a shitty life and a shitty relationship, but maybe we won't be alone at least. Or we're going to decide that, no, I am going to take my power back, and I'm going to tune into me, and I'm going to understand what's going on inside of me, and I'm going to use my voice. Now, the piece about using your voice in a relationship where you're not used to using your voice is there's a tremendous amount of fear of rejection usually, and that's probably why you haven't been using your voice. If I say what I need, if I say no, if I actually move in a direction that meets my own needs, I might get rejected. They might not love me. I might not be lovable. I might not be palatable. And that fear right there is the root of the subconscious programming that's keeping you from doing this. So it really doesn't matter what you're dealing with. If you're anxious and you're with an avoidant partner, if you're frustrated with the way life is going, I mean, whatever it is, I dare you to slow down enough and start asking what it is that you're feeling, what you need, what your desires are. How do you want to feel internally, inside yourself, in your body? That relaxed state, that good state, that excited state. What would that feel like if the anxiety was gone? What would it feel like if you trusted yourself? Sit with it. Get curious about it. Because if you can get even a little glimpse of what that would internally feel like, emotionally feel like, in your body, you're never going to go back. You will become determined to make this shift because you won't want to go back to that old way of functioning and thinking and abdicating your responsibilities or your choices and ignoring your own needs, ignoring the fullness of who you are inside. And if you'd like help with that, that is exactly what I do with my clients. Hypnotherapy is an incredibly rapid way to get you to that point. So if you'd like support, set up that consultation call. You can learn more at all the links in the description below. And of course, I really do appreciate it if you do click like and subscribe so I can let you know when I am putting out new videos, and you can help take in the information that's actually going to get you to the place that you want to go in your journey. Not just how-tos, not just here's 3 tips, but real information about how to transform your life. I've done it. I am doing it. We never fully arrive. But instead of taking this path of like barely inching into any progress, you can actually make a huge leap ahead with the subconscious work so that you don't have all of the burnout and frustration that comes with trying to use your willpower. So, hope this was helpful. And until next time, I hope you curate a life by your own design.